Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Let's hop right into it, making our way to our mountain pose. Bringing ankles under, knees under hips, picking up the toes. We'll spread them out wide and set them back down. Lifting the shoulders up to the ears, moving them back and down the spine, opening the palms in front of the body. Closing the eyes, we'll take a few deep breaths here. Pressing down through the toes to reach tall through the top of the head. Fully releasing the breath back out before starting over with a fresh breath in. Exhaling anything out but this present moment. Good. Opening the eyes, we'll bring the fingertips to the shoulders and we'll find a swimming motion with the elbows. Engaging through the core, so we're not moving the entire body, but we're focusing on moving from the core and the upper back, shoulders, and arms. Now switching directions, swimming the arms backwards, focusing on really big circles with the elbows, reaching back behind and out in front. Good, bringing both elbows out in front of the body. We'll bring them as close together as we can. And then we'll drop the chin to the chest, rolling the spine in and bringing the elbows towards the rib cage or towards the stomach. With an inhale, lifting the eyes, taking them forward, we'll take the elbows out as far as we can to the side. Then lifting from the rib cage, from the solar plexus, taking the eyes towards the ceiling and pulling those elbows back. Shoulder blades should be kissing at the spine, opening the chest. Good. Releasing the arms down, wiggling out through the body. We'll make our way to the top of the mat. With a really big breath in, reaching tall. Exhale, we'll hinge at the waist, forward fold. Inhale, half high, engaging that core again. And with our exhale, we'll fold forward. Dropping the top of the head down towards the floor. Wiggling out through the body. We'll take a little time here to move however feels right. You can pedal out the legs, wiggle out the hips. You can grab for opposite elbows or keep the hands down. You can find a sway side to side. Or you can find some cat-cows with the spine. With our next in breath, we'll find that half high again, taking the eyes a little ways out in front of the top of the mat. Engaging through the core, so very light weight in the fingertips. Exhale to fold. We'll drop both hands down to the mat. putting as much bend to the knees as you need here. Give yourself some space. We'll move the left hand in towards center. And with an in breath, we'll take the right arm up to the ceiling as we press down through the right leg. Back through center, replacing the left hand with the right. Inhale, a left arm reaches top, pressing down with that left leg. Exhale through center. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands down, we'll step or hop the feet back to a plank. Spreading the fingertips out nice and wide, pressing down. Now we'll drop the knees to the mat, bringing the elbows to the rib cage. Exhale, softening the chest towards the floor. Inhale to a baby cobra. Exhale to soften. Pressing up to the knees, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, down dog. Again, taking some time here to wiggle out however you like. And then we'll drop the left knee down to the mat, about halfway between the hands and the right foot. We'll lift the right leg, pointing the toes down towards the floor, pressing back through the heel. We'll pull the elbows towards the rib cage, and with our exhale, we'll soften the chest forward, pressing up to our plank or to our tabletop. Doing a few tricep push-ups here. And one more. Pressing back to our tabletop, tucking the left toes under, sending that leg towards straight, and the right leg up, three-legged dog. Dropping the right leg down, and a little more wiggle and out. Now we'll drop the right knee down. Again, finding that tabletop spine, extending the left leg back, pointing the toes down. Elbows in towards the chest, tricep push-ups. And one more. Pressing back to our tabletop, tucking the right toes under, extending the right leg back, three-legged dog, and dropping the left leg down, wiggling out. Now shifting forward, bending at the knees, we'll hover the knees over the mat, bear pose. Pressing through those fingertips, holding. And dropping the knees the rest of the way down. Inhale, taking the eyes and the tailbone up. Exhale, curling through center, arching up through the spine, back and forth with our cat-cows. Beautiful. Back through center to our tabletop. We'll take the hands one step further away from the knees, sending the tailbone back behind, softening the chest. Now with an in-breath, lifting up enough so we can tuck the toes under, sending the hips up and back, down dog. We'll put quite a bit of a bend to the knees so we can shift the hips back behind and then shift forward to our plank. We'll move back and forth with this frog hop style of push-up, down dog plank. Keep in mind you can keep the legs together or you can take them further apart if that feels better when we squat back and press forward. One more. And to our plank, holding here. Dropping the knees, relaxing the chest, lowering all the way down. Inhale to a baby cobra. Exhale to soften, pressing up and back, down dog. We'll drop the knees to the mat, finding our tabletop again. Moving the left hand in towards center. We'll walk the knees a little further apart, bringing big toes in till they touch. With an in-breath, taking the right arm up to the ceiling. And an exhale, we'll thread the needle, taking it through the left side, softening down. Pressing down through the left hand, unthreading the right, sending it back up, and releasing down. Moving the right hand in towards center. Inhale, left arm reaches tall, and it threads through the right side. Pressing through the right hand, unthreading the left, sending it back up, and releasing it down. Bringing the knees under the hips, and taking the hands one step further away from the knees. Tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, down dog. Now we'll extend the left leg back, pointing with the toes. As we shift forward, we'll bring that left foot to the top of the mat. Full breath in, and an even larger breath back out as we press down through the feet. Inhale, warrior one. With our next big in breath, we'll step up on that left leg and bring the right leg down, wiggling out a little bit. With an in-breath, reaching tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half high, engaging that core. Exhale to fold. Planting the hands down, stepping or hopping the feet back. Staying here in our plank for a breath or two. Now we can do as we have been, dropping the knees, softening down. Or you can keep the legs lifted as long as you can as we Chaturanga to lower all the way. Inhale, baby cobra. Sending the hips up and back, down dog. Extending the right leg back. And up towards the top of the mat. Full breath in. Even larger breath back out, pressing through the feet, warrior one. Big step up. And releasing the left foot down. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Putting quite a bit of a bend to the knees so we can drop the hands down. We're going to lift the left leg up off the mat, extending it long behind before dropping it down. Inhale, opening through the body for our warrior two. Now we're going to hold this for a little bit, focusing on keeping the arms nice and tall, lifting from the chest. And of course, making sure that backhand isn't slowly dropping. With our next in-breath, we'll extend out through the right leg, taking both arms up overhead. Exhale, dropping down into our warrior two again. Moving back and forth with the breath, extending the right leg. Exhale to lower to our warrior two. Good. With our next inhale, we'll keep that right leg nice and long. We'll drop the hands down, moving the right arm towards the top of the mat before lowering into our side angle. With an inhale, slowly we'll float the body back up. Picking up those right toes, turning them to our side mat. Heels in, toes point away. Tucking the tailbone under and we'll drop straight down. Now we can bring our elbows or our forearms to a cactus. But if you notice that you're arching your back or you're sticking your chest or your tailbone out, drop the arms back down. We want that long spine. Focusing on sending the hips forward and the top of the head tall. With our next exhale, maybe softening just a little bit lower. Feeling the engagement in the insides of the legs, maybe in the glutes. And maybe a little tiny bit lower as long as you still have that long spine. Beautiful, extending the legs long, opening the arms, star pose. Releasing the arms down and heel-toeing the feet in. We'll wiggle out as we make our way to the top of the mat. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, hinging at the waist, forward fold. Engaging the core half high. Exhale, fold. Dropping the hands down, putting quite a bit of a bend to both legs. So we can lift the right leg up off the mat, pointing it long towards the back of the mat before softening it down. Inhale, opening up to the right side of our mat, warrior two. Again, we're gonna hold for a little bit in this pose. So focusing on strong across the chest through the arms, keeping both arms up. We'll add that breath practice back in. Inhale, reaching tall to the ceiling, lengthening out through the left leg. Exhale, softening to our warrior two. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, warrior two. With our next in-breath, we'll extend the left leg long, taking the arms out to our T, reaching towards the top of our mat with the left hand before bringing it down for side angle. And again, like moving through honey, we'll slowly float the upper body back up, picking up those left toes, wiggle them out and turn them to the side mat. This time, toes in towards center, heels out. So we've got a little internal rotation in the hips already. With our exhale, we'll hinge forward for our wide-legged forward fold. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Releasing the upper body and dropping the top of the head straight down towards the floor. Inhale, finding a half high, engaging through the core. Exhale to fold. And we'll heel toe the feet in, going from our wide-legged forward fold to our regular forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan diving the arms, lifting us all the way to standing. And releasing the arms down, wiggling out through the legs. We'll make our way to the back of the mat. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands down, putting a bend to the knees. Taking the hands one step further out in front. And we'll press the hips up and back behind. Walking the hands another step towards the top of the mat. Pressing back through the hips. Repeating this, stepping forward, pressing back, all the way to our plank. And we'll hold there. Spreading the fingertips out wide, pressing down. Exhale to soften to the mat. Inhale, half high. And our exhale, sending the hips up and back, down dog. Shifting forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, bending the knees to hover the knees over the mat. Bear pose, holding here. And we'll drop the knees the rest of the way down, untucking the toes, sending the hips back and down, child's pose. It's up to you whether you would like to do that with your legs together or to take your knees a little further apart to give you a little more space. With an inhale, lifting the chest, we'll stay low to the mat as we drop our forearms down in front of us. We can interlock the fingers or press them into the floor, whatever feels right and most stable to you. Now we'll tuck the toes under and send the tailbone up and back behind. So we've got a shortened down dog. From here, we'll walk the feet in towards the upper body. It may not be much. And then we'll walk it back out towards a plank. Back and forth with our dolphin pose, walking in and back out. Pressing down through those forearms. Keeping the head up off the mat. Good. Extending out to our plank, and then we'll lower the stomach to the floor. Sphinx pose, pressing through the forearms, lifting through the top of the head. Bringing the hands in towards the chest. We'll extend the right arm straight out from the shoulder, dropping the front of the shoulder down to the floor, and gently rolling open to our left side. Now you can keep that left hand down to help with balance, or you can take it around and intertwine your hands behind the back. your hands are intertwined, slowly bring the left hand back around to help us lower the chest to the floor. Sliding the right hand in and the left arm out, straight out from the shoulder, dropping the front of the shoulder down and opening to the right side of the mat. Your hands are intertwined again. Slowly bring the right arm around before we start lowering back to the floor. Bringing the right hand under the shoulder blades, pressing the hips up and back, down dog. Shifting forward, bringing shoulders over wrists, softening the knees to hover over the mat, bear pose. And dropping the knees the rest of the way down, crossing the ankles so we can roll back and find a seat on the floor. We'll take the legs out in front towards the top of the mat, giving them a nice wiggling out. Now, pointing the toes straight up to the ceiling, engaging all the way up the legs. So our kneecaps should gently pull up towards the chest. And with an inhale, we'll take the arms straight up as well. We're gonna take a few deep breaths here. At the end of each exhale, rechecking that posture, sitting up a little bit taller. And remembering to take really big breaths here. Beautiful. With our exhale, we'll bring the arms down, softening all the way down to the floor. Walking the bottoms of the feet in so we can lift the hips, turn them forward and set them back down, getting rid of any space in the low back. We'll bring the left knee into the chest, and we can keep the right leg where it is, or we can extend it fully out and drop it down. Hugging that left knee in, we can find some hip circles or a little movement side to side. Now we'll find a gentle twist, taking the left knee across the right side of the body. Back through center. Giving the left knee one last squeeze before extending it long. Bringing the right knee in. And taking the right knee across, gentle twist. Back through center again. Another squeeze to the right knee. And we'll let it go. Allowing the body to find a comfortable place, to find a moment's rest. Close the eyes as we take a large breath in through the nose. And fully release the breath back out. In this moment, we will focus solely on the breath, letting everything fade to background. The world will be there in just a little bit after we take a moment for ourselves. Fully filling the lungs with air, feeling the expansion across the chest and the abdomen. And fully releasing the breath back out. Noticing how there's that spot at the very end of an exhale where the body naturally wants to soften, wants to relax. We'll allow it to do so before starting fresh with a new breath. Large breath in through the nose. We'll fully release it out as a sigh. Inviting some movement back into the body. Wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, rocking the neck side to side. Now when you're ready, you can roll to one side and we'll take our moment of gratitude here. Thank yourself for coming to your mat today, for taking this time out of your day to refocus, to refresh both body and mind, and to build some strength and some stability in your body. I'm so very glad that you decided to join me today. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if you'd like more like this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love and light.